For nearly a decade, Queen Merneith had guarded the throne of Egypt with a cunning and ruthless resolve. She had saved the First Dynasty from collapse, creating a foundation of unmatched stability. But the regency was over. The child she had so carefully raised, Prince Den, was no longer a prince. He was a man. As she prepared to step back, a new light dawned on Egypt. The spirit of the protector was about to be replaced by the fury of the king. Merneith had secured the crown, now, her son was about to secure the empire. With the full blessing of the gods and the unmatched stability inherited from his mother, the young adult King Den was crowned. He didn't just inherit a title, he inherited a nation that was ready for a leader. In a moment of profound significance, the high priest of Memphis placed the Skent double crown upon his brow. This was not just a symbol of unity, it was a promise. For the first time, a pharaoh rule was consolidated from the Mediterranean Sea to the Nile's cataract. A new era of dynastic power had begun. But consolidation demanded warfare. For decades, the nomadic tribes of the Sinai Peninsula and the southern Levant, groups like the dynamic fighters seen here, had grown aggressive. They saw Egypt's prosperity as a resource and its unification as a target. They had tested the borders under earlier kings, but they had never faced a military mind like Den's. These were not mere raiders, they were a systemic threat to the empire's security. The king who ruled with a scepter was about to rule with a sword. This is the image that defined a millennium of kingship. Excavations have revealed a small, detailed ebony tablet. It depicts King Den in a dynamic, warrior pose, wielding his royal scepter not as a staff, but as a weapon. This is the first recorded instance of a pharaoh being depicted as the Smiter of the East. He was a leader who fought in the front lines, personally striking down his enemies to protect the realm. This act transformed the pharaoh from a divinely appointed administrator into a divinely chosen warrior titan. King Den didn't just decree the campaign from a distant palace. He led it. Commanding dynamic formations of the elite forces built by his ancestors, including standard wains and royal transport wains for supplies, he personally directed military operations deep into hostile territory. They advanced through rugged canyons, crushing nomadic strongholds and securing the vital trade routes with the Levant. These campaigns proved that the united Egypt was not a state to be tested, it was a state that would actively hunt its threats. But military victory was only the beginning. Back in the capital, Den proved to be an equally revolutionary administrator. He modernizing the ancient state's entire economic and bureaucratic infrastructure. He established central state scribes' offices, standardizing legal and tax documents across the nation. He formalized a central granary system, building massive mud brick storage complexes to manage the state's agriculture. Most importantly, he codified a royal calendar, recording key events by years. For the first time, history was being formalized. By creating central records and standardizing tax collection, Den formalized the very heart of the dynastic state. His scribes didn't just record taxes, they integrated anatomical drawings, medical knowledge, and census data into the central state records. By organizing the empire into administrative districts, Den ensuring the central state had perfect awareness of its resources and people. This administrative genius created a level of unmatched control and prosperity, providing the wealth that would fund all future pharaohs. His greatest achievement, however, was in leadership. Den successfully raised his heir to be a stable and capable ruler, avoiding the chaos that often followed the passing of a titan. He mentored the next generation, instilling in them the balance between warrior fury and administrative wisdom. When Den finally passed, his kingdom didn't collapse into civil war. It seamlessly transitioned. He ensured that the hard-won unity and power of the First Dynasty was not just a historical moment, but a timeless institution. King Den died after a profound reign, widely celebrated as a titan of history. He was brought back to the sacred desert of Abydos to be buried in a monumental tomb complex that dwarfed all previous pharaohs. King Den, the Smiter and the organizer, was honored as the ideal pharaoh, the man who set the timeless standard for all who came after. He was not just buried, he was sealed into history. King Den's ultimate legacy was stability. Long after his name faded into myth, the institutions he built endured. By formalizing the central state, the legal codes, and the military standard, Den created the eternal machine of the dynastic state. Thousands of years later, archaeology has revealed his name and acts, proving that the standard he set in the First Dynasty was never truly broken. He was Den, the warrior titan and administrative genius who guaranteed ancient Egypt's future.